Hey, this is William for attackofthefanboy.com, and Kyle, this is Destiny, the Rise of Iron, the new expansion. It's about ready to launch for Xbox One and PS4. Yesterday we looked at some of the story missions and strike missions. Today we're looking at the Crucible.
Everyone's favorite mode.
See, I think I think there's just a bunch of people that are in a bubble that are like blah 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 blah. Nobody likes Destiny. A lot of people.
I know.
play the
I was
Crucible.
being serious.
Ooh.
There's like two.
We're not being serious. You're like, I hate the Crucible.
But there's two.
I'm
No,
gonna
I
throw
actually
this
enjoyed
out
the
there.
Crucible. No, I really enjoyed the Crucible. There seems to be two factions within Destiny. There's the people who like dedicate most of their time to the Crucible, and there's people who dedicate most of their time to the strikes and the raids, and they do crossover. But it seems like
There's a ton of crossover.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole game is designed now. The quests system has a lot of quests that send you into the Crucible to do things to earn, these unlockable, exotic weapons, items, stuff like that.
Yep.
So it all really does cross over together. I think that's where you get your best value out of Destiny. I mean, a lot of multiplayer games. I mean, if you think about like a few years back, this would be your dream game, a game that has a great multiplayer suite, a competent multiplayer. It's Bungie, for Christ's sake, and it's pretty damn good. I love it, the Crucible, and also has the cooperative and single player components to them. I mean, I think they hit it on all fronts, but obviously I'm not in. Everyone doesn't think that.
So what about Rise of Iron?
Rise of Iron is
what's it giving you?
well, you've got some private match features that are rolling out before Rise of Iron launches. So that hasn't been a thing. Like, you haven't been able to do,
which was a big complaint from a lot of people.
Yeah. So you'll be able to do private matches now. That's not necessarily a Rise of Iron thing, but it gives people the ability to challenge, or put together lobbies with their friends and compete in competitive modes. There's a lot of maps in Destiny. I think there's like 30 or almost 30. So, I think that'll make the community happy in somewhat. You can still kind of earn in private matches as well, kind of rewards.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
that's also a good thing. You can't really farm it. The rewards aren't quite as good as playing in the competitive matchmaking. But, that's
Okay.
not even part of Rise of Iron, so everybody's going to be able to do that. So, but with Rise of Iron, you get a couple new maps. And this mode, which is what we're playing on, this is a new map, and we're playing in Supremacy mode. So if you have any... You don't play multiplayer shooters, so it's hard to...
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
Not ones that kind of have this game mode. Like if you played a kill confirm type of game mode on...
I played Kill Confirmed
Call of
in
Duty.
Black Ops 3 with you.
Oh. Did
Uh-huh.
you?
Yes.
Did you, or did you just watch a video? We
Nope.
played the actual game
We
together?
played it together, I think at E3.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, where you kill the guy and he drops something, you have to pick that up to get the point.
That's it.
And the other people can pick them up as well. So that's what they brought here. This is the Supremacy mode.
That is.
Essentially Kill Confirmed.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a
How
fun
well does it
mode.
work in...
I think it works pretty well because it keeps players moving as you've got to kind of go out to get players' crests after they die, and that's how you score points. So this mode is pretty straightforward. It's not anything groundbreaking, since other games have done it before, but it is one of the things for the Crucible for Rise of Iron, and it'll be one of the modes that'll be kind of associated with some of the challenges that are issued when Rise of Iron comes out.
Okay.
So Rise of Iron is kind of tied very closely to the Crucible. With the Iron Banner tournament and all that stuff. The live events that Destiny does. So I think there'll be, they'll probably continue to roll out more and more stuff for this as time goes on.
Do you think that was a good move, that they're kind of putting more thought and more work into the Crucible, or is that not where you spend a majority of your time?
For me personally, I don't spend a lot of time in Crucible. I don't spend a lot of time in Crucible because I don't like playing with random people. And I don't have a lot of friends who like to play that, but I can still appreciate it when I do play it. It could be frustrating when you're playing against people that are, playing this all the time, and this is their go-to multiplayer shooter. It's definitely rough out there. I know we've talked about how sometimes it can feel a little bit cheesy in Destiny about, using the weapons and the special powers and stuff like that in multiplayer, but I don't know. I just don't get that when I play Destiny now. I think it's a good thing though that they've kind of put a lot of effort and focus into the Crucible. I think obviously it's one of Bungie's strong suits, and it has been for a while, especially with Halo, and that's where they kind of grew into who they are today. I don't know why that wasn't the case from the very, very start, that the Crucible was front and center, but
yeah. I mean, my biggest issues, I think, have been worked out. When I was playing Crucible, there was a lot of imbalances to the weapons. Like everyone was running around with certain power-ups and certain, mostly shotguns, and they just run and just blast you in the face. But
that still happens a lot.
Does it? They haven't
shotguns? Yeah. If somebody gets up on you with a shotgun, it gets crazy. I mean, if somebody's doing this with their special, it can get crazy as well. But this guy was running around with a shotgun, and he was, take you out with one shot. That's what they do. That's what they do in Halo.
Yeah.
You don't agree with that?
I mean, in Halo, there's less power-ups. Maybe in Halo 5. It's been a while since I dipped into Halo 5 again, but at least, back in the older days of Halo and competitive shooters, there wasn't as much just sprinting around and just getting right up on, because there was radar and all that sort of stuff that you could use. It just felt like there were maybe a few too many abilities.
It's exactly the same as Halo.
Okay.
I mean, it's crouch, get off the radar, sit in corners with shotguns. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I mean, that's how Halo was it not?
I'm talking maybe before there was sprint and stuff like that. So it's not a flaw with Destiny. Maybe it's just modern shooters in general that allow for these imbalances to sort of take shape. But I think if the player base knows about it, once they react to it, it gets better. And I know that they did nerf the shotguns a little bit, because I was pretty happy when I saw that. So maybe it's a little bit better than what I remember. Been a long time
since you've picked up Crucible.
Yeah,
you should try it out. I mean, if you're a fan of Halo,
yeah,
you should definitely try and dip your toe back in. I don't think you will.
Probably not. I'm a busy guy.
Yeah.
But how are the new maps though?
It's hard to say, really. We only got to play on each of them one time. I don't think I even learned the map layout in that amount of time. It's kind of unfortunate that we only got to play them once, but that's just what happens at these preview events.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I mean, they had you out there. They didn't let you guys just sit and play these maps over and over again until you were.
Well, there's only so many hours in the day, and we're looking at all of the Rise of Iron content and getting through the story missions, getting through the strikes, getting through multiplayer. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah.
You've got your patrol missions, and I said the new social kind of group up Archon's Forge thing as well. I mean, there was a lot of stuff to get through in a limited amount of time, so we had maybe 6 or 7 hours to kind of check out the complete Rise of Iron, and that's not a lot of time to do that. So, yeah, I can't really speak to like how great these maps are. They feel fine. They seem to have good paths that kept pushing people into, you know, areas where you were congregating to fight. If you've noticed, like the different spawns that we've spawned in at have kind of like pushed us into these kind of kill zones where everybody is congregating. So, you know, if that's the objective of these maps, then they're pretty damn good.
Yeah. These will work with the previous game modes, right? It's not just maybe limited to this new one and baser ones.
I'm not 100% sure if it works on every single game mode. I'm not sure. But
Okay.
I know it does work on Supremacy. I would assume that it does work on other game modes. I don't know why they wouldn't. No, we weren't told whether or not they would or wouldn't. Yeah, they just kind of let us run on these couple of maps, and I don't know. My takeaway from the Crucible was I still enjoy it. I'm still having fun with it. It's nice to get some new content out there for it, and this new game mode is kind of fun. But that's going to do it for our coverage, or our video coverage of the Crucible. These two maps you saw were new for Rise of Iron, as well as the Supremacy game mode that'll be included in the expansion. You can find our written coverage of Destiny, as far as our preview of the campaign and strike missions, as well as the Crucible, on attackofthefanboy.com. And you can like and subscribe to our channel if you'd like to see more of Destiny Rise of Iron, as we'll have some more stuff later in the week. For Kyle, I'm William, and thanks for watching.